I've been out and about here at Royal Troon to speak to some of the players as they prepare for the 145th Open Championship. This is known as one of the toughest links courses in the world, so the players are certainly expecting to be challenged to the full come tee off on Thursday.
You need to be good off the tee around here. You know, it is quite tight in parts. There's quite a bit of gorse, especially coming into these few holes like 9, 10, 11, and you know, I think if you can hit it in play off the tee, there's a lot of chances out there.
It's supposed to be windy, it's going to be cold, you can get some rain, it's going to be firm, fast. I mean, you know, just that different type of golf, it excites me. It's one of those things I get to, you know, kind of show off different shots, be more of a shot maker than the normal US golf.
The setup of any major championship is always demanding, but Troon has plenty of natural defences before things like the weather, pin positions and the height of the rough even come into consideration. Just ask the club's head pro.
The defence of the golf course is the fairway bunkering off the tee. It requires good reading of greens. The greens are really, really small. The yardage of our greens is the smallest on the open rota, so you do have to be accurate off the tee and then very accurate with your second shots. The front nine is significantly shorter than the back nine, so generally most players will try and make a good score in the front nine and then cling on for dear life in the back nine.
Okay, Matt, I know you just played the back nine here. Tell us your initial thoughts of Royal Troon.
Yeah, it's in great condition. It's probably a little bit greener than they would like, but no, it'll be a great week, and hopefully it just brightens up weather-wise.
It seems like you generally get into most trouble out here from the 8th onwards. How important do you think it will be to score well early on in the round?
Yeah, I think the prevailing wind is actually the opposite to what it is today, so it's pretty down on the front nine. So you sort of make your score early doors and then hold on to it coming in. So yeah, like you say, it's important to make the birdies early on and then sort of just steady the ship coming in.
Of course, every links course is a very different test when the wind starts blowing, and current forecast is for some pretty testing conditions when play gets underway.
I mean, the weather can play a big factor here. You know, up in Scotland, where you know it's a mild day today, and it's still maybe 15, 20 mile an hour winds. So if the winds get up, it could play very difficult around here.
I believe the forecast for 3 of the days is for this particular breeze, so the first 6 holes are going to be not quite as easy as what they normally would be, but then conversely the back nine is going to play a little bit easier, a little bit more downwind, so it just all depends where the wind goes for whether the start's difficult or the finish is difficult.
Well, as 2011 Champion Golfer of the Year, you know better than anyone what it takes to win the Open. This week, just what will it take, do you think?
There's so many bunkers in play around here. The rough is severe in places, so you've got to keep it in play. You've got to keep it on the fairway and out of trouble. If you start missing it in the rough, you've got no chance of controlling the ball going into the greens. And I think if the wind does play into the back nine, I think you're going to see 11, 15 and 17 as being the 3 pivotal holes in what's going to happen this week.
Checking the forecast, it looks like we could see quite a bit of rain this week, so I'm guessing we're going to see a lot of elements that will test our game.
As one of the most experienced PGA Tour players that we'll see here, how different is links golf and how much more of a test is it than you get out there in America?
Well, it's a different style of game. Every course is a little bit different over here, but for the most part, you're playing the ball lower to the ground. For us, I'm not so sure the long game's quite that drastic, but around the greens, the game can be different and a lot more running shots. In the States, we tend to play the ball in the air around the greens a lot more, and you'll see a lot of our guys, especially practicing the short game around the greens and trying to adjust and get used to the style here.
Whether it's a US Open, British Open, it doesn't matter which one, but out of those two especially, they're polar opposites when it comes down to golf courses. But at the same time, they both do the same thing. They're going to bring out your weakness. And I feel like you can kind of hide some of those and get away with them in a regular event, but at the majors, you have to be on.
Well, the course is ready and the players are set. Whoever does end up holding the claret jug here come Sunday evening will certainly have earned it the hard way in what promises to be an extremely demanding Open Championship.